जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी। जनरञ्जन तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। कुञ्ज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 Reading from Canto 11, Chapter 3, chapter entitled Liberation from Illusory Energy, Texts 52 and 53. We will recite text 52 because it is given here. Sangopangam cha parshadam tam tam murtim samantratah पाद्याघ्यार्चमनयाद्यैः पाद्यार्घ्याचमनीयाद्यैः स्नानवासो विभूषणैः सांगोपांगां सपार्षदाम् तां तां मूर्तिं स्वमन्त्रतः पाद्यार्घ्याचमनीयाद्यैः स्नानवासो विभूषणैः पाद्यार्घ्याचमनीयाद्यैः स्नानवासो विभूषणैः सांगोपांगां सपार्षदाम् तां तां मूर्तिं स्वमन्त्रतः आचमनीयाद्यैः Snanavaso vibhushane Sangopangam saparshadam Tam tam murtim swamantratah Padyargha charmaniyadhyai Snanavaso vibhushane. Word for word meaning. Saanga, including the limbs of his transcendental body. Upangam, and his special bodily features, such as his Sudarshan disc and other weapons. Saparshadam, along with his personal associates. Tam, each particular. Murtim, deity. Swamantratah, by the deity's own mantra. Padya, with water for bathing the feet. Arghya, scented water for greeting. Achamaniya, water for washing the mouth. Adyaihi, and so on. Snana, water for bathing. Vasaha, fine clothing. Vibhushanaihi, ornaments. Gandha, with fragrances. Malya, necklaces. Akshata, unbroken barley corns. Sragbhihi, and flower garlands. Dhupa, with incense. Deepa, and lamps. Upaharakaihi, such offerings. Saangam, in all aspects. Sampujya, completing the worship. Vidhivat, in accordance with the prescribed regulations. Stavaihi stutva, honoring the deity by offering prayers. Namet, one should bow down. Harim, to the Lord. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace Avacharana Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. One should worship the deity along with each of the limbs of his transcendental body, his weapons such as the Sudarshan Chakra, his other bodily features, and his personal associates. One should worship each of these transcendental aspects of the Lord by its own mantra and with offerings of water to wash the feet, scented water, water to wash the mouth, water for bathing, fine clothing and ornaments, fragrant oils, valuable necklaces, unbroken barley corns, flower garlands, incense and lamps. Having thus completed the worship in all its aspects in accordance with the prescribed regulations, one should then honor the deity of Lord Hari with prayers and offer obeisances to him by bowing down. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami has mentioned that akshata or unbroken barley corns mentioned in verse 53 are to be used in decorating the deity with tilak, not in the actual puja. Nakshatair archayed Vishnum naketakya maheshwaram. Lord Vishnu should not be worshipped with unbroken barley corns, and Lord Shiva should not be worshipped with ketki flowers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing today from this 11th canto, 3rd chapter, wherein details about deity worship are being mentioned. So before discussing something, I would like to seek the blessings of all Vaishnavas, so that whatever I speak may be in parampara and it may be pleasing to all the devotees. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing from last couple of days about deity worship. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his book Jaiva Dharma, he describes that there are 3 levels in which one can see the deity form. A person who is neophyte in his devotional service, he sees the deity as matter, and therefore that kind of conception is called as Jadamaya. That is the lowest level in which one can see the deity. One will feel it non-different than a stone. As one progresses ahead in one's spiritual realization, then one starts understanding the deity worthy to be offered prayers to, worthy to be worshipped, and worthy to be offered all kinds of ornaments, necklaces, as is mentioned in this particular verse. And such a stage is called as Manomaya. When one worships the Lord, understanding Him to be the Supreme Lord, but one is not able to understand totally that He is non-different than the Supreme Lord. But one considers Him worthy to offer prayers. And the topmost level in which one can be is when one sees the deity, he will feel it non-different from Krishna. And that stage is known as Chinmaya stage. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he would go to various holy places, he would not be seeing material forms. In fact, Mahaprabhu's level was such that even while seeing material forms, he would see spiritual in those forms. Sthavara jangama dekhi na dekhi tara murti sarvatra haya nija ishta deva spurti. That is what Mahaprabhu would see. Any sand dune or any hill he would see and he would remember Govardhan. Any river he would see and he would remember Yamuna. And when he would see the deity form of the Lord, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Vrajendra Nandan, he would understand deity to be non-different from Krishna. So we have to gradually raise ourselves from the level of Jadamaya to Manomaya, and then finally to the level of Chinmaya. Today also happens to be a very important occasion of Gopashtami, and also today is disappearance day of Srila Srinivas Acharya and disappearance day of Gadadhar Das Goswami as well. So we will see in whatever time we have, we'll try to discuss something about these all topics. And today we find Shri Kishori, especially Kishori, is dressed in Subalavesh. So this is a very special pastime which happened on this day. We'll first discuss that pastime and then we will discuss something about Gopashtami. So Gopashtami is the day when Krishna starts herding the cows. Till the age of 5 years, Krishna is engaged in herding the calves. But when he becomes 5 years old, he says that I have become big enough now, and now I want to go for herding the cows. And Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they are, you cannot go, you cannot do like this. And Krishna says, why not? Already I am going to herd the calves. Why I cannot go to herd the cows? No, you are too young. And they are worried about Krishna's protection, Krishna's safety. Because when Krishna would go to herd the calves, he would go to a very close by distance. And Yashoda Mai could see him from her rooftop. She could see where he is going and he would come back safely. But going to herd the cows means he has to go to far away distance. So there are various reasons why Krishna wanted to go for cow herding so early in his life. One reason was because Krishna stayed for only 10 years and around 5-6 months in Vrindavan. After that he went to Mathura. So whatever purposes he had, he wanted to fulfill in Vrindavan, he had to do them in a very short time. And because of that he was very eager to take cow herding. One reason was because when children are young, they are very small, they are generally with their mothers. So they don't associate so much with their fathers, so as to say, very intimately. So Krishna wanted to give his association to Nanda Maharaj as well. And therefore, for training, Nanda Maharaj would be taking him to herd the cows. And then Krishna would ask all sorts of questions to Nanda Maharaj. Father, why is this bird like this? Father, why is the river flowing like this? Father, what is this? You please. So many questions. Nanda Maharaj would get, hey, stop Krishna now, stop. You are asking too many questions. And sometimes he would just jump into Nanda Maharaj's lap and he would play with Nanda Maharaj while he was going for training as a cow herd boy. And interestingly we see, Krishna loves the cows very much, and therefore his spiritual abode is called as Goloka. His name is also Gopala, Govinda, and we have his most dear hill which is known as Govardhan. So many of the things which are related to Krishna, even the bead bag which we have, another name for bead bag is Gomukhi. So everything which is related to Krishna, it has some presence of the name of cow in that. And therefore we say, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Krishna wanted to go for cow herding and enjoy grazing, enjoy the pastimes with his friends as well. So one reason was he wanted to give his association to Nanda Maharaj. Other reason was because when Krishna would go for herding the calves, he never killed any demons. The only demons he killed was those who came, obviously all demons came by themselves only. But he killed Shakatasur, he killed Trinavarta. Other demons, generally they would come when Krishna would go for cow herding. And that day I was discussing with Sri Vallabhprabhu, and he was mentioning that every day one demon would come in the morning and one in the evening, something like that. So for whole day Krishna was out and he had to fulfill that purpose of killing the demons. So that was another reason why Krishna wanted to go for cow herding. Yet another reason Krishna wanted to go for cow herding was that the cows were very eager to have his association. When Krishna would be going with the calves would return and they would tell to their mothers, "Mother, do you know what happened to me? Krishna pulled my tail today. Mother, do you know what happened to me? Krishna was there with me all throughout." And the mothers would feel happy, but at the same time, they would feel that Krishna should come with them as well. And therefore, to fulfill their desire, Krishna would go for, Krishna desired to go with cows. And when the cows understood that from tomorrow onwards, Krishna is going to come with us, they became so excited. Previous to that, Yashoda Maya, she said to Krishna that, "Krishna, now you are going to go away in the forest, so I will have some nice shoes for you." Krishna said, "If you want to have shoes for me, you should have shoes for all my cows." And Yashoda said, "Hey, you have 9 lakh cows. 9 lakh cows means 36 lakh. That is 3.6 million, right? 3.6 million shoes. That is not possible." Then Krishna said, "Okay, then I will also not wear anything." And when the cows heard this, they went and they were not knowing where Krishna would come with us, which part of the forest. So they went to entire Vrindavan in its entirety, and they crushed all the big and small pebbles which were there and made it into fine powder, just so that Krishna would be very happy and Krishna's feet would not get pricked by the pebbles and the thorns. And that is how much Krishna loved the cows. And even when Krishna would go for cow herding, so there would be some of the cows. So Krishna would go and the cows would go to different parts of the forest for grazing. And Krishna was having a special flute which he would use only to call the cows. One flute was reserved for gopis, one flute for the cowherd boys, and one was specially reserved for the cows. And when Krishna would play his flute for the cows, each cow would hear their names. Yet, there were some cows who would not come because they wanted more personal association of Krishna. And then Krishna would go in the forest and he would personally take that cow and he would pat her and he would take her along with everyone. And that place is there even today in Vrindavan. It is in Nandagaon. That place is called as Tera Kadamba. From Tera, this word means a call. So that is the place from which Krishna would call the cows. And therefore we have that song as well. There is a Vraja song which says, "Bahut baar hai tera lagai, nainan akhiyan mein girai, मैं रोया एक दुखियारी प्यारे आ जाओ गिरिधारी." So that there he says, "Bahut baar hai tera lagai." I have called you, Krishna, for a lot of times. So tera, that particular word means to give a call. So Krishna would call the cows from there. So cows wanted to have the association of Krishna. And another reason why Krishna wanted to go for cow herding was because Krishna wanted to show to his friends that he is not small now. Because Krishna was having different kinds of friends. Some of his friends, they were elder to him. Some of his friends, they were equal age. Some of his friends were younger to him. So those who were elder, they were already going for cow herding. And one day as they were going, so all the friends of Krishna. First of all, Balaram said, you know what? He said to all the cowherd friends, that Krishna is not the son of Yashoda and Nanda. And then Krishna became agitated. He said, how come you are saying like this? And Balaram said, see, it's so simple. Yashoda is fair, Nanda Maharaj is fair, and you are dark. How is it possible? So you are not their son. And then Krishna became very morose. He could not reply anything. And then one other friend, he started saying, you know what? I heard from my parents that Yashoda and Nanda, they purchased Krishna from someone. They gave something in exchange and they purchased Krishna. And hearing that, Krishna became further annoyed, became totally morose. And then there was another friend. He said, my grandfather told me that Yashoda and Nanda, they found Krishna under a tree and no one was there to take care of him, and therefore they took him. And hearing that, Krishna became very morose and he started crying. And as he returned home, he was fully in tears. And Yashoda Maiya asked him, what happened, my dear son? What happened to you? Why are you crying? And Balaram was also there. And then Krishna angrily said, ask Balaram, he is the cause of my distress. You say that he is meant for my protection, but he is not protecting me. He is the one giving me most trouble. And then Yashoda asked, Balaram, what trouble did you give him? And then Balaram said, no, Maiya, I did nothing. And Krishna said, Maiya, he tells to everyone that I am not your son. Yashoda asked Balaram, Balaram, is it? You really did so? Balaram said, Maiya, why will I do like this? Why will I trouble Krishna? And then Krishna has nothing to say. And then Nanda Maharaj says, okay Krishna, tell us how can you become happy? How can we please you? How can you stop crying? And then Krishna says, only one thing I want. Then they ask, okay, what is that thing? Please allow me to herd the cows. And then they said, okay. They say, okay, finally. They say, okay, we allow you, but not right away. We need to find the right muhurta. We need to find the right occasion, and that time we will allow you to herd the cows. We have to ask our family priest. And as soon as they said that, by Krishna's divine arrangement, that time itself their family priest arrived at their house. And Yashoda Maiya was surprised. How come he arrived immediately? And the family priest said, actually I was just going by and I thought I'll just visit you. And Yashoda said, yes, very nice, you have come. So now can you please tell us a good occasion from which day Krishna should start herding the cows? And then Gargacharya fixed this particular occasion. This occasion which is this Gopashtami, the Ashtami, the eighth day of the moon. So they fixed this particular day as the right occasion for herding the cows. And then Krishna became very happy. Another reason why Krishna wanted to herd the cows was because he wanted to have a long time to spend with his friends. And in between, he wanted to reserve some times for the gopis as well. So for those reasons also, Krishna wanted to herd the cows. And this one particular pastime which took place is a very wonderful pastime. So one day Krishna said to his friend Subal. So there were some friends of Krishna, those who would be involved in his pastimes with his gopis also. Not all of his friends were involved in that pastime, but some of the cowherd boys, they were allowed entry in those pastimes. They were very close, and they would be called as Priya Narma Sakhas. So Subal, so Krishna said to Subal, that Subal, I am feeling a deep separation from Radharani. Can you please bring her here? Subal said, how is it possible? She is at her mother-in-law's place. How can I get her from here? Krishna said, I don't know, but I want her here right away. Otherwise, I will jump in the Yamuna and give up my life. Subal said, no, please don't do that. I will go. And then Subal goes with a calf. He takes a calf and he goes to Yavat, to the place where Abhimanyu is staying. And Abhimanyu's mother, she is present there. And as soon as she sees Subal, she says, hey, why have you come here? And is your dark friend, is he also there with you? And Subal very innocently says, no, Maiya, I just came here because my calf had wandered away. So to look at my calf, I have come here. I have been searching for it since the last half an hour, but I am not able to find it. And Jatila is her name, or Kutila? What is the name of mother-in-law? Jatila. So Jatila says that, no, whatever it is, you go from here. And he says, Subal says, no, Maiya, if I am not able to find my calf, then my mother will get very angry at me. So can I once go and check inside if she has gone in there? And Jatila says, okay, go in and come back immediately. And then Subal goes inside. And actually, the face of Subal, it very much resembles the face of Srimati Radharani. So when Subal goes inside, he speaks to Radharani and he says that Krishna is feeling immense separation from you. You have to go there. And then Radharani says, but how? Subal says, I have an idea. We will exchange our clothes and you go in place of me, I will remain here. And then they exchange their clothes, and Srimati Radharani takes the calf on her chest, near her chest, and he takes and he goes outside. She goes outside her house, and Jatila is there. So, Subal, you got your calf? I said, yes, Maiya, I got my calf. Quickly run now and never come back again to this place. She says like that. And Srimati Radharani quickly goes away, who is in the form of Subal. And Subal here is in the house of Jatila. And Radharani tells to Lalita, Vishakha and other Sakhis that please go to my house and tell to my mother-in-law that I have to go for Surya Puja. And that is how Subal will come out from there. So Lalita and Vishakha, they go and they tell to Jatila that we want to take Radharani for Surya Puja. And Jatila says, yes, very good, take her. And Subal then comes out and he goes there for Surya Puja. Meanwhile, Radharani, who is dressed as Subal, she goes near to Krishna. And being from a far away distance from Krishna, she says to Krishna that Krishna, it is very difficult to get Radharani. Can I get Chandravali for you? And Krishna says angrily, what is this you are asking me? I want milk and you are saying, will you do with yogurt? I want Radharani. And when Radharani understands that Krishna is really desperate for her, she goes closer. As she goes closer, then Krishna understands that she is none other than Radharani herself. And after they enjoy their pastimes, Radharani goes with Lalita and Vishakha to Surya Kund, and Subal comes back. So this is the pastime which took place on this particular day. And therefore, in all of the ISKCON temples, we have Radharani dressed as Subala in Gopavesh. And one more reason was Radharani also wanted to see the cowherd pastimes of Krishna. And that is why she herself also desired that she would be able to see some of those pastimes. So this is the significance of today's day of Gopashtami. And we can So on today's day, there are many devotees, those who give charity to cows. There are many devotees, those who worship cows. Actually, worship of cows can be done every day, but this is a special day when cows are worshipped, and we take pleasure in describing those pastimes which Krishna had with the cows. So this is about Gopashtami, and now whatever little 10 minutes we have. Today is also the disappearance day of Srinivas Acharya. So we'll try to discuss something about him as well, because the Acharyas, those who have come in our parampara, they have been so glorious that no matter how much we speak about them, it is less only. And just by hearing about their pastimes, their life, we get a lot of inspiration to practice our Krishna consciousness. We may not be at that standard, we may not be able to attain that standard also, but when we see and understand that what kind of parampara we are coming in which so many wonderful acharyas have been there, so we get that, we get solace, we get inspiration, and we find hope also, that there is hope for me to go ahead in my practice in Krishna consciousness. So I'll just discuss a few pastimes in the life of Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya's father's name was Gangadhar Bhattacharya, and this Gangadhar Bhattacharya and his wife, whose name was Lakshmi Priya. I'm not exactly remembering, Lakshmi Priya or Vishnu Priya, one of the two. So Gangadhar Bhattacharya, he wanted to desperately have the darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking sannyas, he proceeded to Katwa. And at Katwa, when he saw the beautiful golden form of Lord Chaitanya with his locks of curly hair, and when they were cut, those locks were cut and Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he became so mad in ecstasy and so overwhelmed that he started crying uncontrollably there. And he could not be everyone tried to console him, but he could not be consoled by any means. And finally he was taken back to his place. His place was known as Chakhandi. And when he came to his place, he was just mad in ecstasy, for he would always tell Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, he would call out. And then people seeing his ecstasy or seeing his mad behavior, they could not understand what it was. They gave him a name, Chaitanya Das. And when he was called by this name Chaitanya Das, he would respond also. So Chaitanya Das and his wife, they were staying in this place, but he didn't have a son for a very long time. And one time, all of a sudden, he started having the desire to have a son. And he felt it very disturbing. He said, never I had any kind of desire like this. Why am I having this desire now? And his wife said, let us go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they walked all the way to Jagannath Puri. And when he was at the Simhadwar, he got the darshan of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya, he blessed him. Lord Chaitanya understood what is there in his mind. And he said, go to Lord Jagannath, he will fulfill all your desires. And then Chaitanya Das took the darshan of Lord Jagannath. He stayed in Jagannath Puri for a few days, met Lord Chaitanya again. And Lord Chaitanya said to him that the reason you are getting this desire to have a son is because I want you to have a son. Your son will be a very glorious devotee of the Lord, and you should give him the name Srinivas. This was foretold by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said to him that you now go back to your home and soon you will be having a son. And quickly enough, Chaitanya Das, he got his son Srinivas, and Srinivas was so brilliant right from his very childhood that there was no need of teaching him. Mother Saraswati appeared to him in a dream and told that whatever is needed I will teach you. He went to a teacher whose name was Vidya Vachaspati, and this Vachaspati, what he would be teaching Srinivas already knew much more than what his teacher could teach. The teacher brought him back to his parents and said that your son is extraordinary. He doesn't need any kind of teaching. And his father would always tell him stories of Lord Chaitanya, how Chaitanya defeated Keshav Kashmiri, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered Jagai Madhai, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. Then he would tell how Chaitanya Das himself would go to Ramakeli and meet Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis there. He would tell all the pastimes like this. And Srinivas Acharya would be very much excited after hearing those pastimes. And he wanted to meet Lord Chaitanya anyhow. So once he left his home to meet Lord Chaitanya at Jagannath Puri. And as he reached Jagannath Puri, he saw some people outside and they were lamenting. They were having some festival actually. And he asked, what is this festival about? Don't you know, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared just a few days back. So he desired that I want to enter fire. I want to give up my life because I cannot have darshan of Lord Chaitanya. What is the use of my life? And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his dream and he gave him his very wonderful darshan and said to him, go to Jagannath Puri and meet all my associates there. So Srinivas Acharya, he meets all the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He meets Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit shows to him the manuscript, the same manuscript which he and Mahaprabhu would read together and which would be soaked with the tears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. And when Srinivas Acharya held it, he became so ecstatic that he could not be controlled. And Gadadhar Pandit Goswami had to bring his ecstasy down and then consoled him. And then he said that if you want to learn Bhagavatam, you should get me a copy. So go to Shrikhanda, there we have Narhari Sarkar. Narhari Sarkar will give you the copy. And then Srinivas Acharya goes. And again when he comes back, he finds that Gadadhar Pandit has already departed from this world. Then the devotees tell him to go to Navadvip and finally go to Vrindavan. I'll tell in short. When he goes to Vrindavan, he wants to meet Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. As he reaches Mathura at Vishram Ghat, he understands Rupa and Sanatan have also left this world. And he faints in deep separation, deep suffering. And then Rupa and Sanatan come in his dream. And they give him their beautiful darshan. They are having beautiful bodily features. They say to him, don't worry Srinivas, go to Vrindavan and you will have all your desires fulfilled there. Take initiation from Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And Rupa and Sanatan also come in the dream of Jiva Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami separately. And they tell to Jiva Goswami, during the Sandhya Arati, there will be a boy having a golden complexion. He will come. And how will you understand him? He will always be crying. So, and he will be in ecstatic mood. So take this boy and make him a scholar. You teach him very nicely. And next day, sure enough, Jiva Goswami finds him. And he takes him, he shows him his Radha Damodar deities, and he takes him to Radha Raman temple, makes him meet Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And Srinivas Acharya was the one who was later empowered by Jiva Goswami to distribute the books of the Acharyas. Rupa and Sanatan had written books, but the main service of distributing these books was given to Srinivas Acharya. And I'll just discuss a couple of pastimes where Srinivas Acharya had a wonderful revelation of Krishna. One pastime was when one time Srinivas Acharya was meditating on Radha and Krishna's pastimes. So what happened is, he went into a state of samadhi and he entered the pastime wherein the Leela of Holi was going on, where Radha and Krishna and all the Sakhis, they were splashing colors on each other. And Srinivas Acharya had the responsibility of handing over colors, different kinds of colors to Srimati Radharani. And he was there close by only. And he was handing all the colors, and all the gopis, Sakhis and Krishna, they were playing Holi. And as that vision disappeared, he came out of that pastime, he saw that his entire body was drenched with colors from that pastime. So he entered that pastime of Holi. Yet another pastime happened when Srinivas Acharya was in Govardhan, and he and Narottam Das Thakur were doing Govardhan Parikrama. And at one point, he heard he smelled such a beautiful fragrance. He could not understand the source of that fragrance. He went closer to a cave, and when he entered that cave, that fragrance grew even more, and he fainted, smelling that fragrance. Then again, he got up and he saw a boy was there, a beautiful cowherd boy. And he said, actually here there are some tigers. So you fell asleep here, and I was not knowing that what to do. So therefore I just came here. But now you have got up, so I am going. And he started going. And when they could not speak anything, both Srinivas and Narottam. And after a while they understood that it was Krishna who gave them darshan. Then understanding that Krishna has reciprocated in such a way, they again fainted. And then again Krishna had to come in their vision and tell them, don't worry, I am there always with you. So these are some of the pastimes which Srinivasa. And then later when he goes to Bhana Vishnupur, the manuscripts are stolen by a dacoit whose name was Viram Veer. And later he becomes a devotee, his queen becomes a devotee, the entire town becomes a devotee. And Srinivas Acharya initiates everyone. And later he initiates Ramachandra Kaviraj, Govinda Kaviraj. Each of them, we have very wonderful stories for each of how Srinivas Acharya inspires all of them. And then finally he has this Gaura Purnima festival also, the first Gaura Purnima festival which was celebrated at Kheturi. Srinivas Acharya was the main person who was doing deity worship. So we are discussing about deity worship here, and Srinivas Acharya was the one who was entrusted by Janava Mata to take care of deities. So we can pray today to Go Mata, we can pray today to Srinivas Acharya, we can pray today to Gadadhar Das Goswami, who is none other than the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. Gadadhar Pandit is said to be, Gadadhar Das is the effulgence of Srimati Radharani, and Gadadhar Pandit is not different than Srimati Radharani. So we can pray to all of them so that we can go ahead in our practice of devotional service and absorb ourselves in the pastimes of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavat Puran ki jai, Shri Gopashtami Mahamahotsav ki jai, Srinivasacharya Tirubhava ki jai, Gadadhar Das Goswami Tirubhava ki jai.